So I was just saying, you've been out to some of the schools and you said you've met loads of kind of kids. What's that like to be in that kind of situation, which must be all new to you as well?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, the first time I went to school, I'm trying. Was it Compass? It was a Compass anyway. It was a school in Peckham actually, so that's quite cool in terms of like going to a school where the book is set. And a lot of them hadn't heard of the book before I came. And it was sold out at the school. And so it was sick actually. I mean, I hadn't been in I don't think I've been in a school for a while. I didn't realize until I stepped foot into the actual school. I was like, I might have been a teenager the last time I actually stepped into a classroom, like properly. And so it was really cool, just like speaking to librarians, who are some of the most passionate people when it comes to education, that I've ever met, and just seeing the work that they're doing and the teachers as well. And then the kids, I mean, it's teenagers, right? And so it's that sort of age where they're smart enough to get everything that's going on in terms of the themes I explore in the book, but you also have to earn their enthusiasm a little bit. There's definitely that sort of teenage, who's cooler there and can react the least kind of competition going on. But you know what? I think we did a good job. We actually had, in some ways, I kind of just went for it, and instead of trying to sort of, almost dumb down the material or almost, cool it up or whatever, I kind of, we literally, I started off the events with like a full-on interactive math session with the kids where we worked through the maths of E equals MC squared and walk through some things. And so I always had this reaction where I'd start off the talk and I'd say, all right, we're going to do some maths. And the reaction from the crowd always be like, sort of like, is this guy serious?
No, I mean, I've written it down as one of the questions for today, which was E equals MC squared. I mean, that comes up quite a bit in the book, and there's a whole section there where you've got the kind of 1 kilo of nuclear material and how much energy, and that and that blew my mind, and I kind of haven't really remembered that from back in the school days, and it comes out to be like just so many noughts after it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So that's a really interesting thing to start with school children.
Yeah, exactly. It fascinates them, eh? So I mean, they you take them through a journey, right? Because you say we're gonna work through this stuff, and their initial reaction is one of either panic or fear, or just like, oh God, not this. And then you start going through it, and they realize the maths isn't that tricky. And then you show them its relevance and meaning in real life, and this kind of mind-blowing result. I mean, I would ask like a kid to stand up and tell me his weight in kilograms, and then multiply that by c squared, and then you get all these zeros when it comes to deriving the energy, and then the final step was showing how much energy they have in terms of the number of Hiroshima bombs that they're equivalent to.
It's just phenomenal.
They turn completely into energy. And so I think something like 300,000 Hiroshima bombs for like a teenage kid.